I'm terrified. This could happen next door to my house, in my neighborhood. Like, my wife sits regularly in between the two houses and smokes late at night. This girl deserves justice. Whatever justice can be given in this world, she deserves it. My heart goes out to her family. I can't even imagine. I have a daughter myself, and I can't even imagine the grief that they're going through right now.
Child, let me tell you, people have not stopped talking about the DaCara Thompson case, and for good reason. Every day more details come out, and the picture they're painting is chilling. What makes this case even scarier is the fact that Hugo Hernandez Mendez, the man at the center of it, doesn't seem to be tied to just one tragedy. Some folks in his community are whispering that this isn't the only case he might be connected to. And honestly, the rumors sound too wild to ignore. Why are people so suspicious? Well, during the investigation, police reportedly found several pairs of women's underwear and lingerie inside Hugo's room. Now, if it were just one or two items, maybe somebody could brush it off. But the amount they claim to have found suggests something darker. Neighbors are saying it looks like he kept these items as souvenirs or trophies, which is a disturbing thought. On top of that, people in the neighborhood are already connecting the dots, wondering if Hugo might have something to do with other women who've gone missing in the area. And trust me, there have been more than a few disappearances. But let's back up for a second. The details about DaCara's last night alive don't make sense to a lot of people either. According to reports, DaCara willingly got into Hugo's vehicle, even though she had her own car parked at home with a full tank of gas. That decision has left her family and the public asking, why didn't she just drive herself? Why leave everything behind? Because here's the thing. She didn't just leave her car. She left her phone, purse, ID, and money. Who does that? People keep saying that should have been a red flag right away. Online, the questions keep piling up. Folks are asking, what was her connection to Hugo?
It smells more like something you'd smell akin to like a trash burning or something like that. I would be willing to bet that they were burning evidence of some sort. I know that when I told the detectives this, I know that that ash pile that was back there is no longer back.
Why was she even linking up with him? Some people are going so far as to suggest cruelly that she may have been selling herself, but her family has strongly denied that. They say that's nothing but gossip meant to tear down her character. The truth about what tied her to Hugo will only really come out if police release the information from her phone, which they already have in custody. Word is, what investigators have uncovered from her phone is chilling, but the public hasn't been told all of it yet. Now, one of the biggest bombshells came from a neighbor named Cody, who lives right next to Hugo's family. Cody says that on the early morning of August 23rd, he walked outside his house and saw smoke rising from Hugo's backyard. At first, he thought maybe they were burning brush or wood, but as he got closer, he realized the smell wasn't normal. It didn't smell like firewood at all. Cody described it as the stench of burning trash or something unnatural, and he immediately suspected that evidence was being destroyed. Later, he even told detectives that he had seen a pile of ash back there. Strangely enough, when officers went to check, that ash pile was gone. Now, of course, Cody couldn't say exactly what was being burned, but his story has people convinced that Hugo was covering his tracks. And here's what bothers most people even more. Hugo didn't live alone. That small house had several roommates and even relatives living inside. So the burning questions are, how did nobody else hear or see anything? How could a violent struggle take place inside that house without others noticing?
Very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
According to one roommate, they overheard Hugo and DaCara having intercourse, but what alarmed them was a strange grunting noise that followed. They said it didn't sound consensual. That same roommate later noticed that Hugo's GMC, which almost never left the driveway on weekends, was suddenly gone that night. To them, that seemed odd because Hugo didn't usually work on Saturdays. Other roommates, however, claimed they hadn't seen or heard anything. They said their rooms were on the opposite side of the house, far from Hugo's bedroom. One cousin, who also lived there, admitted she was shocked at the idea Hugo could be involved in something so horrific. Still, she did admit he had been acting strangely in the weeks leading up to DaCara's disappearance. She even recalled urging him to come clean if he knew anything about the situation. What's even stranger is that right after Hugo was arrested, Federal immigration agents showed up again at the house and arrested the cousin's husband. The family insists the husband had nothing to do with DaCara's case, and many believe his immigration status was just used against him after Hugo's arrest. Still, it added another layer of drama to an already complicated story. But the most heartbreaking part of all came on August 31st, when Maryland State Police responded to a call about a disabled car on Route 50 near Annapolis. When troopers got there, they didn't just find the car. They discovered a body lying 30 feet down an embankment near the South River. A few days later, on September 3rd, her family confirmed what they had feared all along. The remains belonged to DaCara. Her injuries were devastating, severe skull and facial fractures, and she was identified not only through those wounds but also by her tattoos and jewelry. The timeline is crushing. Her father had reported her missing just hours after she failed to return home on August 23rd. She had told him she was stepping out to get gas and would be right back, but she never came home. When her family tracked her phone, the last ping showed it near Jasmine Terrace and Riggs Road in Hyattsville. That's where they also found her car. A search warrant later revealed what detectives believe was DaCara's blood inside Hugo's bedroom, along with a broken nail, strands of hair, and a wig. To make matters worse, investigators also found multiple pairs of women's lingerie and underwear in his trash and bedroom, items believed not to belong to DaCara. Hugo Hernandez Mendez was arrested and charged with first and second-degree murder. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) also put a detainer on him, labeling him a criminal illegal alien. Prosecutors believe he killed DaCara in his bedroom in the early morning hours of August 23rd before dumping her body off Route 50. He is currently being held without bond, awaiting trial in October. Now, here's the part that has people furious. Hugo had a long list of prior arrests. He'd been caught multiple times driving under the influence, had an open container violation, and was notorious for reckless driving, running red lights, ignoring stop signs, switching lanes without signaling. At one point, he was even caught driving on a suspended license. Neighbors and DaCara's mother have both said that Hugo should never have been free in the first place. If authorities had kept him off the streets after those earlier offenses, DaCara might still be alive today. DaCara's mother has also spoken out against the cruel rumors spreading online. She said her daughter was not the person social media is making her out to be. DaCara was a soft-spoken, kind-hearted young woman who loved her family and had a free spirit. She begged the public to stop spreading lies about her daughter selling herself, calling it disrespectful and unfair. She urged people to show grace and to remember that her daughter is the victim here, not the villain. Still, the whispers won't stop. People can't shake the feeling that Hugo might be linked to other missing women in the area. The discovery of so many personal items in his room, items that don't appear to belong to DaCara, makes the community wonder if she wasn't the first. And if that's true, how many others could there be? Could this man have been preying on women for longer than anyone realized? What makes it even harder to swallow is the idea that the people living with Hugo may not be telling the whole truth. Could they really not have heard anything the night DaCara died? Could they really not have smelled the fire in the backyard? Some believe they should be charged as accessories for staying silent. As of now, the investigation is still unfolding. Hugo sits in jail facing serious charges, but questions about who else knew what else he did, and whether he's tied to other cases still hang in the air. For DaCara's family, the loss is devastating. For the community, the fear is real.